The cool night breeze rustled the trees outside Goku's home on Mount Paozu. The sound of chirping crickets filled the air, but inside the house, the atmosphere was anything but peaceful. Goku landed softly on the grass, his boots pressing into the damp soil. He had just finished a long training session in space, refining his ultra instinct and preparing for the next big battle. He was excited to see his family again, to embrace Goten, to share a meal with Chi-Chi. But as he approached the house, something felt off. His keen Saiyan senses picked up on two voices, one familiar, one that sent a shiver down his spine. Why Yamcha? What if Goku finds out? Chi-Chi's voice. She sounded breathless. Relax, babe. Yamcha's voice replied, low and smug. Goku's an idiot. He spends more time fighting aliens than being a husband. You deserve better. A laugh, Chi-Chi's laugh, pierced through the night like a dagger to Goku's chest. For a moment, he stood frozen, his breath caught in his throat, his hands trembling. At his sides, a deep pain spread through him, something he hadn't felt in years. Not in battle, not in loss. This was different. This was betrayal. Without thinking, he stepped forward, pushing the door open. Inside, Chi-Chi was in nothing but a loose robe, her arms wrapped around Yamcha's neck, their lips inches apart. The moment they saw him, their eyes went wide with horror. Gee Goku, Chi-Chi stammered, stepping back. Yamcha swallowed hard, panic flashing across his face. Wait, buddy, this isn't. Goku didn't hear the rest. His mind was blank, a void where warmth used to be. For the first time in his life, he felt completely powerless, the strongest warrior in the universe, and yet, he couldn't even keep his wife's heart. He clenched his fists, shaking. He could destroy planets with a flick of his wrist, but he didn't move. He wouldn't, because if he did, he knew he wouldn't stop. Goodbye. The word barely left his lips before he turned around, walking away. Chi-Chi called after him, her voice frantic. Wait, Goku, it's not what you think. But he didn't stop. He didn't even look back. Hours later, Goku found himself standing atop a mountain, gazing at the endless night sky. His mind was numb, his heart hollow. He had fought gods, conquered monsters, saved the universe a dozen times over. And yet, here he was, broken. A soft light shimmered beside him. I must admit, a calm voice spoke. I did not expect this to be what finally unraveled the great Son Goku. Goku didn't turn. He knew that voice. Whis. The angel floated beside him, arms crossed, his usual playful demeanor subdued. Are you just going to stay here forever, sulking? Goku exhaled slowly. I don't know what to do. Whis tilted his head. You could move forward. Find a new purpose. A new challenge. Goku remained silent. After a pause, Whis smiled. I may have just the thing. Before Goku could ask, a brilliant flash of divine energy enveloped him. And then, everything went dark. Goku's eyes snapped open. The air smelled different, heavy, thick with blood, sweat, and something foul that made his nose twitch. He sat up, his body completely fine, of course it was, but his mind reeled from the shift. 1 second, he had been standing with Whis. The next, a scream. Goku's ears perked. It wasn't just one, it was dozens, hundreds. His gaze darted to the horizon, where towering walls stretched into the sky, barely visible beyond a sea of crumbling houses. Smoke curled from burning buildings, the crackling of flames mixing with the anguished cries of the people below. Then he saw them. Massive, deformed humanoid figures lumbered through the ruined streets, their expressions eerily blank. Their bodies were grotesque, some missing skin, others with misshapen limbs. They moved with an unnatural hunger, and they were eating people. Goku stood in stunned silence as he watched a massive titan snatch a woman from the ground, its fingers crushing her as she screamed. The creature lifted her to its mouth. Enough. Goku blurred forward, a shockwave ripping through the air as he slammed his fist into the titan's jaw. A sickening crack echoed as the creature's head snapped backward, its entire body flung through the burning remains of a house. The woman, bloodied but alive, tumbled to the ground. Goku landed beside her, offering a hand. You okay, miss? Her eyes were wide, her body trembling too hard to answer. Goku barely had a second to register before 3 more titans lunged at him, their monstrous mouths open, eager to consume. His fingers clenched into fists. Wall rose, near the inner gates. What the hell was that? Survey Corps Captain Levi Ackerman narrowed his eyes as he stood atop a rooftop, watching the scene unfold. Below, a titan, a massive one, had just been punched, clear across the city. Not killed, but it had flown. and standing at the center of the destruction was a man. A man wearing nothing but a strange orange G, his hair wild, his stance relaxed, like he had done nothing out of the ordinary. "Captain," a soldier spoke behind him, his voice laced with disbelief. "That man, he just sent a titan flying with his bare hands." Levi's grip on his blades tightened. This was new, very new. Goku versus Titans. Another titan charged. Goku inhaled, steadying himself. "Guess we're doing this the hard way." The first titan swung a massive fist. Goku ducked, his movement too fast for the human eye to track. His fist lashed out, colliding with the titan's gut. The force tore straight through its flesh, leaving a gaping hole. Another came from behind. Goku leaped, flipping over its head, landing behind it. A single kick to the spine sent the creature face first into the dirt. The third lunged. Goku grabbed it by the face, slamming it into the ground so hard the earth split beneath them. Silence. The remaining survivors who had been running for their lives stopped in their tracks, staring in sheer disbelief. A single man, with no weapons, no ODM gear, had just taken down 3 titans in seconds, and he wasn't even trying. Goku exhaled. "Man, these things are weird." He looked at the destroyed body of a titan before noticing something strange. It wasn't regenerating. Then, its body started to steam. Huh? Before he could inspect it further, he felt a presence behind him. Several. Actually. He turned, finding himself face to face with a squad of soldiers, their swords drawn, their ODM gear hissing with compressed gas, and at the front, a short man with cold, calculating gray eyes. "All right," Levi said, blade pointed at Goku's throat. "Start talking." Goku stared at the squad of soldiers surrounding him, their weapons drawn, their expressions a mix of caution and disbelief. The short one, Levi, had his blade uncomfortably close to Goku's throat, but the Saiyan didn't feel threatened. He had fought gods. These people, strong as they were in their own right, were no threat to him. Still, he didn't want trouble. Hey," Goku said, raising his hands in a gesture of peace. "I dunno what's going on, but I promise I ain't your enemy." Levi's eyes narrowed. "You took down 3 titans, with your bare hands." "Yeah." Goku scratched the back of his head. "They were Eden people, so I figured I should stop 'em." The soldiers exchanged glances. Hange Zoe, the bespectacled scientist, stepped closer, eyes gleaming with curiosity. "Amazing," she gasped. "A single man, no ODM gear, no weapons, yet you dispatched them with ease. Tell me, what's your name? Where did you come from?" Goku hesitated. Son Goku. And I don't think you'd believe me if I told." "Yeah, try me," Levi said coolly. Goku sighed. "Okay, so, I used to live in another world, right? My friend sent me here, and I dunno why, but these titans, man, they're weird." "What are they?" The soldiers gave him a look that suggested they thought he was insane. Before anyone could respond, a deep, guttural roar shook the air. Everyone froze. Goku turned his head toward the horizon, his sharp eyes narrowing as he saw it. A massive, ape-like titan stood atop a ruined building. It was taller than most titans, covered in fur, its yellow eyes gleaming with intelligence. "The Beast Titan. Survey Corps," it spoke in a low, rumbling voice. "You brought a new warrior. This time." "Interesting." Goku blinked. "Wait, he can talk." The soldiers tensed, preparing for battle. But Goku only grinned, cracking his knuckles. "Well, that's new," he muttered. Then, louder, "Hey, big guy, you look strong. Wanna fight?" The Beast Titan chuckled. "I was about to ask you the same thing." Levi and the others stared in shock as Goku shot into the air, heading straight for the massive foe, a wide grin on his face. This world was starting to get interesting. Goku shot through the air like a missile, closing the distance between himself and the Beast Titan in a fraction of a second. The massive creature barely had time to react before Goku's fist slammed into its chest. A shockwave erupted from the impact, sending a powerful gust of wind across the ruins. The Beast Titan flew backward, crashing through several buildings before slamming into the ground, leaving a crater in its wake. For a moment, there was silence. The Survey Corps stood frozen, their eyes wide with disbelief. Levi, who had faced the Beast Titan before, clenched his fists. That thing had once massacred his entire squad. And yet, this man, this Goku, had just sent it flying like it was nothing. "What the hell?" Levi muttered. The Beast Titan rises. Rubble shifted. Dust swirled. The Beast Titan groaned as it pushed itself up, steam rising from its battered form. "Zeke Yeager, The man inside narrowed his eyes. That was no ordinary human. He had encountered Ackerman's strength, Marleyan technology, even Aaron's Titan abilities. But this was something else entirely. Zeke flexed his muscles, his Titan healing rapidly. Interesting, he muttered. Then, with a flick of his massive hand, he scooped up a boulder, crushing it into smaller fragments. And then he threw. Massive chunks of debris tore through the sky, faster than cannon fire, straight toward Goku. But the Saiyan didn't flinch. He raised his hand. Boom! A single flick of his wrist and the boulders exploded into dust before they could even touch him. Goku smirked. You're gonna have to do better than that, big guy. The Beast Titan scowled. Who are you? Son Goku, he said simply. Then, in a blink, he disappeared and reappeared right in front of Zeke's face. Boom! His fist connected with the Beast Titan's jaw in a devastating uppercut. The force ripped the Titan clean off its feet, launching it high into the air. The Survey Corps could only watch as the massive beast soared into the sky, disappearing over the horizon. Aftermath, the Survey Corps reacts. Silence. All eyes turned to Goku, who landed gracefully on the ground, stretching his arms like he had just finished a light workout. Well, that was fun, he said with a grin. Is that guy the strongest one around here? No one responded. Mikasa tightened her grip on her blades, her heartbeat loud in her ears. She had fought Titans for years, had faced death countless times, but she had never seen anything like this. Hange was already scribbling furiously in her notebook, muttering, "This is insane. This is beyond insane. The laws of physics should not allow this." Historia stood speechless. Sasha looked like she had seen a ghost. Jean opened his mouth to say something, but no words came out. Finally, Levi stepped forward. His cold gray eyes studied Goku for a long moment before he spoke. "You," he said, voice deadly calm. "Come with us. Now." Goku blinked. "Huh? Whoa, sure. Got any food?" Levi sighed, rubbing his temples. This was going to be a long day. Goku walked alongside the Survey Corps as they moved toward their base, located deep within Wall Rose. The group remained tense, their hands never straying too far from their weapons. Levi walked in front, leading the way. His eyes flicked back toward Goku every now and then, as if still trying to process what had just happened. Finally, he spoke. "You're not normal." Goku grinned. Yeah, I get that a lot." Levi didn't smile. "You're stronger than anything I've ever seen. You just sent the Beast Titan flying. So tell me, what the hell are you?" Goku scratched the back of his head. "Well, I'm a Saiyan." Silence. Jean frowned. "A what?" "A Saiyan. You know, a warrior race from space." More silence. Hange suddenly gasped. "A space warrior? An extraterrestrial? That would explain the absurd physical strength, the flight, the apparent disregard for Titan biology." Levi cut her off. "You expect us to believe that?" Goku shrugged. "Believe it or not, it's the truth." The soldiers exchanged glances. None of this made sense, but after what they had just witnessed, they couldn't exactly dismiss it either. Mikasa, who had been silent this whole time, finally spoke. "Why are you here?" Goku's smile faltered. For a moment, he hesitated. Then, he sighed. "Because my old life ain't mine anymore." Mikasa narrowed her eyes. "What do you mean?" Goku stared at the sky. "Someone I trusted betrayed me." His voice lacked its usual cheerfulness. "I had to leave. So my friend sent me here." That was all he was willing to say. Mikasa studied him for a long moment before turning away. "Come on," Levi muttered. "We're wasting time training the Survey Corps." Back at the base, the soldiers gathered in the courtyard, watching as Goku stood before them, his arms crossed. "Alright, so, y'all wanna get stronger?" Goku asked, glancing around. Levi nodded. "We don't need a speech. Just show us what you can do." Goku grinned. You're gonna regret saying that." In an instant, he vanished. Gasps erupted as Goku appeared behind Jean, flicking his forehead lightly. Jean stumbled forward, clutching his head. "Gah, what the hell? Too slow." Goku chuckled. Then, he disappeared again. This time, he reappeared next to Sasha, tapping her shoulder before vanishing. Before she could react. Then Connie. Then Historia. The soldiers tried to follow his movements, but he was too fast. Mikasa tightened her grip on her sword, her eyes darting from one spot to another. "Enough games," Levi said, stepping forward. "Fight me." The courtyard fell silent. Goku's grin widened. "You sure? I don't want to break ya." Levi narrowed his eyes. "Try me." A moment of stillness. Then, boom. Levi vanished, using his ODM gear to propel himself forward at blinding speed, his blade striking out toward Goku's throat. But the Saiyan was gone. Levi's instinct screamed at him, and he barely twisted in time to see Goku, right behind him, completely unharmed. Nice, Goku said. You're fast. Levi didn't hesitate. He launched himself back into the air, spinning at an insane speed, his blade striking out again. Goku caught them with 2 fingers. Levi's eyes widened. Gasps rang out from the soldiers. Goku smirked. I like ya, shorty. You got skills. Levi didn't move, staring at him, his mind racing. For the first time in his life, he had nothing. No strategy, no counterattack, just nothing. TCH. Levi clicked his tongue and pulled back, sheathing his blades. Damn, Jean muttered. Captain lost? Levi shot him a glare that shut him up immediately. Goku clapped his hands. Alright, time to train y'all for real. I bet with enough work, I can make you guys way stronger. Levi scowled. We're not like you. Goku shrugged. Maybe not, but that doesn't mean ya can't improve. Mikasa stepped forward. What do you have in mind? Goku's grin returned. Oh, don't worry. It's gonna be fun. The sun had begun to set over Wall Rose, casting golden hues across the sky. Goku stood at the edge of the training grounds, watching the Survey Corps recover from their brutal training session. Levi sat on a nearby crate, arms crossed, still irritated from his earlier loss. Mikasa was breathing heavily but standing firm, her gaze never leaving Goku. Sasha lay flat on the ground, groaning. I think I died. Connie sat beside her, equally exhausted. How is he? Not even tired. Jean scowled. Because he's a damn monster. Goku, completely unfazed, stretched his arms. Heh, y'all did great. In a couple more sessions, you might even land a hit on me. Levi shot him a glare. TCH. Hange approached, scribbling notes. Your strength, speed, endurance, none of. It makes sense. You're beyond human limits. Goku shrugged. I ain't human. I told ya, I'm a Saiyan. Mikasa, who had been silent, finally stepped forward. I want to fight you. The courtyard went quiet. Goku blinked, then grinned. Heh, alright. Mikasa versus Goku. Mikasa wasted no time. She lunged forward, her ODM gear activating with a sharp hiss. She moved. Fast, lightning fast for a human. But to Goku, it was still slow. He dodged easily, stepping aside as her blade sliced through the air where he had stood. Mikasa landed and pivoted instantly, adjusting her trajectory mid-air, bringing her swords down in a cross slash. Clang! Goku caught both blades between his fingers. Her eyes widened, but she didn't hesitate. She twisted, disengaging, then came at him again from a different angle. Her movements were flawless, her attacks precise, but Goku dodged them all. Finally, he moved. Tap. He flicked her forehead, lightly, but it sent her flying back several feet. She landed on one knee, panting. Damn it, she muttered. Goku smiled, walking toward her. You're really strong. Your instincts are crazy good. But he looked at her closely. You're holding back. Mikasa froze. Goku's expression softened. You fight like someone protecting something, but not like someone fighting for themselves. Mikasa's grip on her swords tightened. I fight to protect Eren. Goku nodded. But what about you? What do you want? She didn't answer. Instead, she stood up, sheathed her blades, and turned away. I don't know. Goku watched her go, his smile fading slightly. Later that night, Goku and Mikasa talk. The campfire crackled, the night air cool and crisp. Most of the soldiers had gone to rest, but Goku sat alone, gazing at the stars. A shadow moved beside him. Mikasa sat down, wordless at first. Then, quietly, she spoke. Back then, when you said you lost something, what did you mean? Goku's gaze remained on the fire. My wife, he said simply. Mikasa blinked. She died? Goku let out a bitter chuckle. Nah, she cheated on me. Silence. Mikasa stared at him. Of all the things she expected, that wasn't one of them. I'm sorry, she said. Goku shook his head. I thought she loved me. Thought we were happy. He exhaled. Guess I was wrong. Mikasa's fingers curled slightly against her knee. I understand. Goku looked at her. She didn't elaborate, but he could see something in her eyes. Something deep, buried beneath years of loyalty and pain. You ever thought about what you want? Goku asked again. Mikasa hesitated. Then, for the first time in a long while, she whispered, I don't know. Goku smiled. Well, maybe it's time ya start thinking about it. Mikasa didn't reply, But for the first time that night, she looked up at the stars, wondering what her answer might be.